Hello, I'm convective weather forecaster Nathan Kitchens here with a weather update and a look at the forecast across the lower 48 over the next few days. I'll just go ahead and throw this out there that I already recorded this video once today, but unfortunately my volume was turned off, so I ended up recording a 12-minute video with no sound. So here I am again updating the forecast, and of course the one time I don't check my volume happened to be turned off. Just it is what it is, isn't it? Just the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, let's take a look at the radar map across the lower 48 and show you where we have some active weather going on. We have some showers across. Look at all this rain across the southwest United States. This is associated with a remnant tropical system that is providing some very heavy rain across the southwest United States. The southern half of Arizona is certainly getting some pretty good rain with this tropical depression. And we also have an upper level low feature here, right in here, and that's only helping to continue to feed more moisture into this area. So we have the combination of those two features, bringing in lots of moisture, and we're going to be watching for some heavy rain and flash flooding over the next few days. And anybody who lives in this area, or if you're familiar with this area, you know that the soil, it can absorb a little bit of moisture, but a lot of that rainfall can go straight into runoff. Those urban nice areas, almost all of that rain is going to go straight into runoff and cause flooding. It can be a big problem. And with an environment like this where we have so much moisture in the air, dew points, keep in mind, dew points in Phoenix, Arizona are in the lower 70s today. That's what we typically see in parts of South Florida during the summertime. So it just gives you an indication of just how much moisture is in the air. A place like Phoenix, Arizona, almost unheard of. So we have a ton of moisture in the air. The trigger is there. We had a tropical system, a remnant system pushing earlier this summer, but we just didn't have the trigger and all of the things coming together like we do now with this system to provide some heavy rain. So this is much more concerning. This setup is much more concerning, and why we are especially concerned about some flash flooding. Taking a look at the current flash flood watch, is a pretty wide area here from Southern California through the southern half, good part of Arizona here, central, southern, eastern Arizona under that flash flood watch, western half of New Mexico. We're concerned about some pretty heavy rainfall over the next day, over the next couple of days. That rain will be really adding up, causing some, could cause some pretty good flash flooding in some areas. Now, flash flooding, you can recall that where we see very heavy rainfall, that water can rise very rapidly. That's why it's called flash flooding. Generally, less than 6 hours after the rain event, as defined as flash flood, where we see that heavy rain, that water collect very quickly. Water can just start flowing rapidly, and just cause a lot of issues out there. And that's something we're concerned about. Flash flooding is the #1 killer of all natural disasters. So it's very, you want to definitely be aware of this. Just keep an eye on the situation in your area, and be sure to turn around and don't drown if you're going to be out and about over the next couple of days out here, as the weather will be pretty unsettled out here. And looking at the rest of the country, we're doing pretty good, pretty quiet weather here. The Great Lakes are just beautiful today. The Ohio Valley, nothing going on, just sunshine. A high pressure system across the northeast here. We're just kind of dominate this whole area here. Keep this whole area from the Great Lakes to Ohio Valley protected this week from any rain. It's going to be just sunny and gorgeous out there. We do have a front down here across the southeast. Some rainfall here associated with another area of low pressure moving along the front. And we have an upper level low here across portions of the mid-Atlantic. Some showers out there today across portions of Pennsylvania and Virginia. The DC area, a bit cloudy and unsettled today. A little bit damp out there, certainly. And we have another a little tropical system. Well, not really a tropical system. It's, it seems like it, but really it's just like, you got the counterclockwise flow with this little area of low pressure just kind of sitting out here in the Atlantic here, just off the coast, and this will provide some active weather along the Carolina coast this week. Going to keep things cloudy and pretty damp and unsettled, really for much of the upcoming week in this area right here along the coast of the Carolinas. And let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center, the severe weather maps over the next few days. Taking a look at the risk for today, there's no threat for severe storms today. We're just watching for general storms across the southwest U.S., the upper Midwest right here along Lake Superior. In fact, I should have mentioned that earlier when I said the Great Lakes were quiet. We have a little exception here, a little bit of cold air aloft. Certainly could see some showers and storms here, but not expecting any severe weather, and some showers, general showers and storms possible across the southeast and here in southern Florida, but no severe weather is anticipated for today. Looking at the threat for tomorrow, we just have a little area across the upper Midwest where there is a marginal threat for severe storms, and then the light green shading you see here across the southwest and across the southeast just means we could see some general storms staying below severe limits. And looking at Wednesday, we're going to be watching a front moving into the central U.S. here. We're going to bring in some tropical moisture. Tropical moisture, that remnants of that tropical system, will bring in the potential for some pretty good rain across the plains for the middle part of the week. Let's take a look, model this out for you here on the GFS computer model, showing you today that rain across the southwest United States. Let's see how things evolve over the next few days. We're going to be watching that moisture and this front here going to provide some active weather potentially for the middle part of the week across the upper Midwest and into the central and western plains here and into the Rockies for Tuesday and Wednesday. You see that moisture getting drawn up here into the upper Midwest heading into Wednesday afternoon. Finally, we're going to start seeing a break in the action here across the southwest United States. And heading into Thursday and Friday, we're going to see that activity decrease across the central plains and things will become pretty quiet here. But the southeast will remain pretty active for much of the week as we're going to see this little area of low pressure here and just kind of keep things cloudy and wet at times, especially on the Carolina coast here for a good portion of the week. And also, I should mention that there could be a decent rip current risk out there, so the waters can be a bit rough out there. If you're going to be out on the beaches the next few days here in the Carolinas, it can be a little bit rough. And heading into the weekend, a little bit of rain trying to push farther northward here, maybe approaching areas like Philadelphia and Washington D.C. could be a bit wet heading into next Saturday. And I wanted to show you the kind of give you a tropical update here of what's going on across the Atlantic. And we do have Tropical Storm Ida, and it is expected to eventually become a hurricane. We don't have a whole lot of shear here, so that will help it to try to become stronger into a hurricane. But notice the very, very little in the way of movement. You're not seeing this big, long track where it's moving over the next several days. It's just kind of sitting out here, just hanging out, and gradually pushing to the northwest, heading into the latter part of the week and into Saturday. This is by 8 a.m. Saturday. The National Hurricane Center has this depicted as a hurricane out here, way out in the Atlantic, not close to any land features, so we don't have to worry about that, so that is some good news. And I wanted to show you the kind of a satellite view of that little wave off the Atlantic coast. If I can get to it here in the satellite and radar view. And I wanted to show you the storms that we have with this little area of low pressure. We have where you see the brighter clouds indicating where we have more convection taking place here. But the actual low pressure is, the storms are occurring here. We know we have the storms here in the upper levels, but the low pressure is displaced way out near Bermuda. So it's a very, very unorganized system. We have just some counterclockwise spin here. Showers and storms erupting here just off the coast of the Carolinas, and things could be pretty wet and active here along the Carolina coast, and really kind of the southeast part of the country here going to remain more cloudy and a little bit wet at times for the week ahead. Taking a look at our rainfall potential over the next 5 days, certainly the southwest U.S. will get dumped on with that heavy rain. We could see some tremendous totals in some areas, so I just want you to be aware of this. And flash flooding can be very, very devastating, so just be aware and keep a close eye on things over the next few days in this area out here in the southwest U.S. And that moisture kind of gets drawn up into the upper Midwest along this front for the middle part of the week. Tomorrow and Wednesday, some showers here. Could see some decent rain totals from portions of Nebraska, portions of Minnesota heading into the middle part of the week. And eventually that system will wane and you guys will see some quieter weather returning for the end of the week. And just kind of unsettled here across the southeast U.S. That system off the coast of the Carolinas here could see some very heavy rain just off the coast here. And again, we could see some beaches that are going to be a little bit rough this week with that potential for some rip currents out there. So just kind of be mindful of that over the next few days. Well, that's about all I have for this video update. I appreciate you watching and getting an update on your forecast. Thanks for watching. Keep it here to Convective Weather on social media for updates as always. So thank you for watching. Have a good day.